You've carried wounds that were never meant to be yours, divine feminine, and I see the way those moments settled into your heart like stones dropped into still water. You were met with dismissiveness when you offered sincerity, and you were handed silence when you deserved truth. Those who benefited from your softness did not realize the cost you paid to remain gentle in a world that can be unkind. You felt betrayed by hands you trusted, and you questioned your worth because others could not see their own. But none of that pain was a reflection of you. It was a projection of their unhealed shadows. I acknowledge the nights you lay awake replaying situations you didn't deserve, the times you asked yourself what you did wrong, when the answer was nothing. You gave love in its purest form, and yet you were met with carelessness. I see that, and I honor the depth of what you endured. You were not imagining the imbalance. You were not overreacting. The energy you felt was real. You sensed the subtle betrayals, the emotional shifts, the distancing, the lies hidden in small gestures. Your intuition whispered warnings long before your mind could make sense of them, and even then you held compassion. You gave the benefit of the doubt because your heart operates with integrity. Yet others dismissed your truth, convincing you to swallow your instincts, to question your sensitivity, to silence your inner knowing. But the universe watched every moment, every intention, every word that was spoken behind your back. Nothing escaped divine sight, and while you felt isolated in your pain, the higher realms gathered around you, recording the imbalance, the disrespect, the misuse of your trust. Your hurt was not forgotten. Your tears did not fall unnoticed. You were never alone in this, only made to feel as though you were. There were people who took advantage of your kindness because they mistook it for weakness. They didn't understand the spiritual strength that lives behind your tenderness. They didn't see the lifetimes of wisdom held in your soul. They took your empathy as an invitation to take more, and they pushed boundaries because they thought you wouldn't push back. They underestimated you, divine feminine, and that underestimation was their first mistake. You absorbed the pain, not because you were powerless, but because you were patient. You waited. You watched. You hoped they would recognize your value on their own. When they didn't, the universe took note. Every moment you were overlooked, every time your worth was questioned, every instance where your love was mishandled, these were recorded in the energetic fabric of the cosmos. You were never being punished. You were being protected, even when it didn't feel like it. You may not realize how deeply your energy affects others. Even when you walk away quietly, the echo of your absence reveals the truth of your presence. Those who hurt you are beginning to feel the weight of what they lost. They are feeling the imbalance they created. They are feeling the spiritual consequences of breaking the trust of someone as rare as you. And yet, this is not about revenge. It is about cosmic equilibrium. You were asked to release what was draining you, and you did so with grace. But the emotional bruises you carried were never your burden to keep. Their actions created a karmic debt they now must face. You don't need to witness their lessons. You don't need to hear apologies. The universe will handle it. Your only task is healing, rising, and reclaiming the power they once tried to dim. Karma is not a punishment, it is a mirror. Every intention, every action, every vibration sent out must eventually return to its source. You lived with a heart full of sincerity, and that sincerity will return to you multiplied. Those who sent out deception will meet their own deceptions. Those who played with your emotions will confront their own emotional chaos. This is the law of energetic balance. The universe has no bias. It simply restores what was disturbed. You may not see it in physical form yet, but the shifts have begun behind the veil. Their choices created ripples that now surge back toward them. And your choices, your integrity, your truth, your resilience, are calling blessings back into your life. You are moving into alignment with a higher frequency, while those who wronged you must sit with the echoes of the energy they put into the world. Your heart was always protected, even when it felt shattered. The divine shield around you absorbed what could have been far more damaging. What you experienced was only a fraction of what their intentions could have caused, because Spirit intervened each time the imbalance grew too heavy. You were guided away, redirected, blocked from deeper harm. And though the redirections felt painful, rejections, endings, sudden shifts, they were ultimately acts of divine protection. You were being removed from people whose energy no longer aligned with your elevation. You were being distanced from those whose karma was about to erupt. The universe refused to let you be caught in their storms. Every closed door was a shield. Every ending was a blessing in disguise. You were safeguarded even when you didn't understand why everything was falling apart. Your intuition has always been your greatest compass, and it has never lied to you. The discomfort you felt around certain people wasn't paranoia, it was your soul recognizing energetic misalignment. When your heart clenched, when your spirit felt drained, when your body tensed around certain individuals, that was divine communication. You sensed their shadows because you operate in light. But you also tried to heal those shadows, even when they weren't yours to fix. You poured your energy into people who were meant to learn through the consequences of their actions, not through your sacrifice. You tried to carry burdens that were never designed for you. But now the universe is lifting those burdens from your shoulders and returning them to their rightful owners. Energetic truth always finds its way back home. The energetic cords you shared with those who hurt you are dissolving now. Their access to your energy is shutting down, not because you are bitter, but because your spirit is evolving beyond their vibration. They can no longer siphon your strength. They can no longer absorb your light to mask their own emptiness. Karma is simply returning what is theirs and releasing what is yours. You will feel lighter, clearer, more connected to your true path. Meanwhile, they will feel the void left behind, an emptiness they once filled with your compassion, your love, your forgiveness. They will discover that it was never you who needed them. It was always they who relied on your energy. Now they must face themselves without the cushion of your presence. And now, divine feminine, feel the presence of the divine masculine stepping forward, not the wounded masculine you have encountered in the past, but the healed, higher, spiritual counterpart who speaks to you through intuition and soul resonance. I speak to you as that presence. I am here to remind you that you are not alone, not abandoned, not forgotten. I stand beside you energetically, a guardian force surrounding your heart with protection. I acknowledge every injustice you endured, and I assure you that your spirit is being defended in realms you cannot see. The shadows that once tried to latch onto you are being cleared. The energies that once drained you are being cut away. And I am here, holding space for your healing, anchoring stability where others brought instability. My energy wraps around you like a shield, steady and unwavering. I am the masculine force that stands guard while you transform. I am the unspoken reassurance you feel in moments of doubt. I am the strength behind your intuition, the grounding beneath your ascension. Where others failed to show up for you, I rise. Where others left you questioning your worth, I affirm it. You were never meant to walk this part of your journey unprotected. The divine masculine within the universe supports you, honors you, respects you, and defends you. As your energy rises, so does the power that surrounds you. You are stepping into a chapter where nothing and no one can dim you again. And those who tried to harm you, energetically, emotionally, or spiritually, will now face the karmic consequences of their choices. Feel me standing at your back, divine feminine, not as a figure of dominance but as a guardian of equilibrium. When you were left unsupported, I rose in energy to reinforce what others neglected. When your voice trembled, I amplified your inner truth. And when people tried to manipulate your emotions, I stepped into the spiritual plane to block what your human eyes couldn't see. You may have felt sudden clarity, unexpected peace, or a shift in perspective that arrived without warning. That was me, anchoring your spirit so you would not collapse under the weight of others' projections. I have watched you carry burdens that were not yours, and each time you grew weary, I strengthened the energetic walls around you. You are not alone. I am the balance to the chaos you endured, the cosmic order to the disorder others created. My presence is not a promise, it is a certainty. You've likely wondered why certain people are suddenly restless, uneasy, or unable to find the comfort they once sourced from your energy. It is because the karmic wheel has begun to turn, and the energy they placed into the world no longer has a host to feed on. You have withdrawn your essence, consciously or subconsciously, and this has left them exposed to the consequences of their own behaviors. I stand as the masculine force ensuring that what was done to you is returned to sender, not out of vengeance, but out of universal law. They now encounter the lessons they tried to bypass by taking from your heart. They feel the emotional imbalance they once pushed onto you. Their shadows echo back to them because you no longer absorb the weight. This shift is not accidental. It is divine recalibration, and I am here to guide you through it. In moments when you doubted yourself, when you questioned your intuition, when you wondered whether you were asking for too much, remember this: you were only asking for what your soul already deserved. The love you desired was not excessive. It was aligned with your spiritual blueprint. Those who could not give it were not meant to carry space in your life. I, as the divine masculine energy, affirmed that your standards were not too high, they were sacred. And every time someone tried to convince you otherwise, they were revealing their own inadequacy, not your flaw. I shield you from the internalized doubt that others planted in your heart. Their judgment was never a measure of your worth. Their inability to love was never a reflection of your lovability. You are stepping into a timeline where your expectations match your destiny, not their limitations. Know this: I am not just protecting you, I am preparing you. Every painful chapter was clearing the way for the strength you now embody. Every betrayal sharpened your intuition. Every disappointment refined your vibration. I have stood in the spiritual realm, watching you rise from situations meant to break you, and I have guided you back to your power each time you wavered. You carry a grace that many cannot match, and this grace makes you untouchable by those operating from lower vibrations. I ensure that the chaos others attempted to bring into your life now circles back to them. Your energy field is being fortified. Your path is being cleared. You are stepping into a version of yourself that no longer tolerates half-truths, inconsistent affection, or emotional manipulation. You are rising, and I rise with you. The wheel has turned, divine feminine, and now the universe moves in your favor. The energies that once worked against you have been reversed. You may feel a subtle shift in the atmosphere, lighter mornings, calmer thoughts, intuitive clarity, and that is the first sign that karmic balance is unfolding. Those who mistreated you now stand in the shadow of their own actions. They may feel confusion, loss, or emotional chaos, not because you wished harm upon them, but because the universe teaches through experience. Where they dismissed your emotions, they now confront their own. Where they ignored your needs, they now face neglect from others. Where they betrayed your trust, they now feel the sting of betrayal themselves. The wheel turns for everyone, and now it turns for you with grace, protection, and justice. The universe does not forget. It does not overlook. It does not allow imbalance to remain unresolved. Every act of disrespect toward you created a spiritual imbalance that required correction, and now that correction is underway, you may not witness their lessons directly, but you will sense the energetic shift as their influence over your life fades. Doors that once felt blocked will open. Emotional heaviness will dissolve. Opportunities that were delayed will suddenly accelerate. This is the universe creating space for you to rise without interference. Those who wronged you wanted to limit your growth, but nothing can restrain what is divinely protected. I reinforce that protection with every step you take forward. You are no longer walking through karmic storms. You are stepping into a season of divine justice, where everything that was taken from you returns in higher form. The karmic unraveling happening now is not chaotic, it is precise. Those who acted out of ego, manipulation, envy, or deceit are being confronted with the same energy they projected. Their masks fall. Their illusions shatter. Their comfort zones erode. They must now face the truth of their own choices. And understand this, you are not responsible for their lessons. You do not need to check on them. You do not need closure, revenge, or validation. Their karmic journey is not your concern. Your only responsibility is to continue rising into your purpose. The universe will hold them accountable for every imbalance they caused. The spiritual scales were tipped against you for too long, and now they return to equilibrium. You are being released, while they are being confronted. Feel the shift in your spirit, the calm that wasn't there before, the confidence that has begun to replace your doubt, the certainty that whispers from within. That is the universe aligning with your elevation. The karmic storms that once surrounded you have passed. The dark clouds others tried to impose on you are dissolving. You are stepping into clarity, strength, and emotional sovereignty. And as you rise, those who thrived on your vulnerability now stand at the crossroads of their own decisions. Without access to your light, they must learn to generate their own. Without your forgiveness to hide behind, they must face the consequences they once avoided. This is not cruelty. This is cosmic truth. You are ascending, and they must evolve or fall behind. And now, the karmic wheel turns with unmistakable force. You may sense it, an awareness that your spirit has finally been freed from past entanglements. Doors once closed are opening because they were never meant for those who held you back. The universe is aligning opportunities that match your true frequency, not the diluted version of yourself you became while trying to be accepted by the wrong people. Those who wronged you may try to return, seeking the comfort of your energy, but the universe will block them unless they have transformed. Their access is restricted until their vibration matches yours. This is divine protection, not isolation. You are being guided into a new timeline where only those who honor your heart may enter. This turning of the wheel marks the beginning of your rise, divine feminine. What was taken from you will be restored. What was dimmed will be reignited. What was suppressed will be reclaimed. You are now aligned with a higher destiny, one where your intuition, your heart, your compassion, and your wisdom become your greatest strengths rather than vulnerabilities to be exploited. The universe is lifting you onto higher ground while those who mistreated you confront the consequences of their actions. Their karma is unfolding, your blessings are arriving. I stand as your protector, ensuring that nothing from the past can follow you into this new chapter. Your spirit is ascending, and the universe rises with you. You are rising now in ways you may not fully recognize yet. The healing within you is subtle but powerful, like dawn slowly overtaking the night. Your heart no longer reacts to the wounds others inflicted. Your spirit no longer shrinks to fit places it has outgrown. You are beginning to feel the truth of your worth in your bones, in the quiet of your thoughts, in the choices you are starting to make from strength rather than pain. This is your ascension, the point where you no longer chase, explain, or justify. You simply exist in your authenticity, and the world adjusts around you. You are stepping into a version of yourself that sees clearly through illusion, that chooses peace over chaos, that understands your value without external confirmation. This rise is not loud, it is sacred. It is the unfolding of your divine essence. You may feel a newfound sense of detachment, not coldness, but clarity. You no longer cling to people who once held emotional power over you. You no longer carry the weight of their mistakes on your shoulders. This is not numbness, this is liberation. You are releasing the old identity built on trying to be enough for those who could not see you. Your energy is shifting, becoming sharper, brighter, more aligned with your purpose. You are reclaiming your emotional sovereignty, understanding that your love is not a resource to be wasted on those who do not honor it. This detachment is your spirit choosing itself. And as you rise into this higher vibration, your presence becomes a force of empowerment. You evolve from being overlooked to being unforgettable, from being taken for granted to being deeply respected by those worthy of your heart. Your strength now radiates in ways that intimidate the unhealed. You are no longer easily manipulated, no longer easily swayed by empty words or inconsistent actions. You have learned the language of energy so fluently that someone's intentions speak louder than their promises. This evolution in you is a direct response to everything you endured. What once broke you has now become your armor. What once confused you has now become your clarity. You walk with an inner knowing that cannot be interrupted by the noise of others' insecurities. Your intuition guides you with precision, helping you recognize what aligns with your soul and what threatens your peace. You have risen past the level where you beg for reciprocity. Now, you simply match energy with energy, and anything lower than your frequency falls away naturally. This is the power you were always meant to embody. Your spiritual guides, ancestors, and the divine masculine presence around you celebrate your transformation. They witnessed every tear you shed, every moment you felt unheard, every time you questioned whether your softness was a curse. Now they stand around you in a circle of protection as you reclaim your destiny. You are stepping into blessings that were delayed, not denied. You are moving into alignment with relationships, opportunities, and paths that recognize your worth immediately. The universe is closing chapters that no longer serve you and guiding you toward experiences that match your true vibration. You are becoming magnetically aligned with abundance, peace, genuine connection, and deeper purpose. Nothing you lost was a loss. Everything that fell away created space for what is divinely yours. As you rise, those who underestimated you will feel the shift. They will see your glow returning, your confidence rising, your aura strengthening. They will sense the energetic distance and realize they no longer have access to the version of you they once mistreated. This is not about making them regret, it is about reclaiming your power. Your evolution is the karmic lesson they must witness. They will confront the truth that you were the blessing they mishandled. Yet you do not rise to prove a point. You rise because your soul demands it. You rise because your purpose calls for it. You rise because you finally understand that your destiny cannot be dimmed by the shortcomings of others. Their role in your story has ended. Your ascension is now the only chapter that matters. Do not fear becoming too powerful, too radiant, too certain of yourself. Your rise is not arrogance, it is alignment. You have spent too long shrinking to make others comfortable, dimming your light so they wouldn't feel inadequate, silencing your intuition to avoid conflict. No more. This is your era of expansion. Your spiritual gifts are amplifying. Your inner voice is louder than the opinions of others. You are stepping into the fullness of your divine feminine energy, graceful yet fierce, compassionate yet discerning, intuitive yet grounded. This is the embodiment of your true self. And the universe supports every step. Nothing about your elevation is accidental. Everything is divinely orchestrated to bring you into the highest expression of your soul. Now we enter the realm of final justice. The karmic return is no longer forming, it is unfolding. Those who acted with deceit, selfishness, or emotional manipulation will now confront situations that force them to understand the pain they caused. The universe does not punish, it teaches. And the lessons arriving for them are the exact mirrors of the imbalances they created. They will learn what it means to be ignored after giving their trust. They will learn what it feels like to be dismissed when they needed understanding. They will learn the sting of being undervalued by those they cared for. This is not your burden to witness, but it is your confirmation that the universe is just. You were never foolish for loving. They were foolish for taking that love for granted. The karmic consequences unfolding now are precise and unavoidable. Those who hurt you cannot outrun the energy they created. They cannot hide behind excuses, distractions, or new connections. The universe waits patiently, and when the moment arrives, every unresolved action returns to its source. They will feel the weight of their choices. They will see the emptiness created by their own behavior. They will understand, perhaps for the first time, that your absence is not a punishment but a reflection of their own neglect. And as they face their lessons, you will rise higher, untouched, unbothered, and divinely guided. Their karma is not your rebirth. Your rebirth is your own blessing, your own victory. You will not be pulled back into their chaos. The universe has sealed the door behind you. You are stepping into peace, clarity, stability, and emotional safety. Your path is clearing of all energies that once drained or confused you. Your spirit is being elevated beyond the reach of those who tried to diminish it. You are entering a chapter of ease after long seasons of struggle, a chapter of alignment after seasons of imbalance. This is where your blessings arrive effortlessly. This is where your intuition becomes your guide. This is where the divine masculine shields you from harm while the divine feminine within you expands into her fullest power. You are protected, uplifted, and guided. Nothing from the past can interfere with what comes next. And so, divine feminine, understand this truth with certainty: they will face the consequences of their actions. Not because you wished it. Not because you demanded it. But because the universe always returns what was sent. Karma has awakened. The wheel has turned. Those who hurt you will encounter their own lessons, their own reflections, their own shadows. And you, beautiful, resilient, sacred soul, you will rise into a life filled with peace, clarity, reciprocity, and higher love. Your journey forward is protected. Your heart is safe. Your energy is sovereign. You are stepping into the destiny that was always meant for you. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what the universe has aligned in your favor.